Hi, I'm here, Ms. Duzinski, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the expectations for your mind map for your personal still life. So I'm going to write in my sketchbook so you know exactly what I expect to see when I look in your sketchbook. So I'm going to start by putting at the very top my personal still life. So again, this is the mind map for the personal still life. The very first thing that we're going to think about is you're going to need an item of cultural significance. The next thing, something that's important to me. The next is a hobby. The next is a connection, something that represents a connection to society. And then your favorite subject. And remember, we always talk about how artists do everything with intention. And that is the same for this project. I chose items, objects that you'll include in your personal still life with intention. So let's look at the first one, cultural significance. Why did I choose that? Everybody is different. Everybody comes from different cultural backgrounds. So that means maybe we eat different food, or we do different dances, or we enjoy different things. It brings us joy. So I feel I'm lucky. My personal cultural significance, I can choose from different cultures. I'm English, Scottish, German, Russian, Prussian. I have so many different ones I could choose, right? From those items, I could choose food. I could choose clothing. I could choose a doll. So I could think about that. What do I have? What would I want to have for cultural significance? For important to me, that again is to see what brings you joy. I hope that visual art brings you joy, brings you a connection to who you are, gives you a safe place to represent yourself. So when I think what is important to me, I know my family is important to me. I know that my friends are important to me. I know animals are important to me. Space is important to me. Nature. So I have a lot of things that are important to me that I could think about. Now, a hobby, what is your hobby? If you could be doing anything in the world right now, what would that be? What is something you enjoy doing? I enjoy reading. I enjoy dancing. I enjoy art. I enjoy cooking. So I have all these things that I can think about to represent myself. Now, connection to society, why would I choose that? Well, I like to think that we have more things in common than we do not in common. So I want us to think about that. How do we feel connected? How can we show an object visually that shows us connected? Well, you could do it with like a clothespin. That's a visual thing that connects clothes to the line to dry it. I've been thinking maybe it could even be shown in nature, because nature connects us all, right? We all have we're made up of the same stuff. And favorite subject, I included this because you're at school every day for so many hours. You have so many subjects, and some probably make you filled with joy, some filled with dread. So what is your favorite subject? That's an easy one for me. Mine is art. So now this is what I would see in your sketchbook. I would see a mind map, not my mind map, but your personal mind map. That shows that you've given critical thought to this project. The next thing that I will see would be I don't know, I keep breaking these, 3 thumbnail sketches. So this could be, for this project, it could be 3 different photographs you've taken of your objects. or it could be 3 small sketches in your sketchbook. I wanted to share with you my objects that I have done. So for my cultural significant object, I decided that I would use a Scottish quilt. Important to me, I decided to use my family, and for my representation, my family, I'm picking a pig with wings, because I always say we can do anything we put our mind to, so it's kind of, that shows me, from my heart, the pig with the wings represents my family. For my hobby, I picked this cheese grater for cooking, because I like to cook. For my connection to society, I chose nature, so I have a couple rocks and a shell. And then my favorite subject, I put a paintbrush for art. So remember, when you're taking your photographs, there's a couple things you can do. Oh, and I also put it, I wanted to show you, I put it on this piece of wood so that I can pick up my objects when I'm done and I can move it around. So I'm going to stage it a couple different ways, and I'm going to see what I like. And I'm going to have them all together, and I'm going to make sure I take a picture with a designated light source, which could be, yep, that's right, it can be our camera. Your camera is a designated light source. And you can go from above, right? That would be a different view. You can go in front, and you want it to be nice and close. You don't have to see every little complete object, but you want it to be a tight, cropped picture, and I have 4 examples on our website. So thank you.